For the listeners that are tuning in, we've been talking for about 11 minutes and nothing's been fucking recorded. Well, welcome to Talk to Trev, another chat session that hasn't been recorded. Oh God. Okay, so we've got Raven Chaos from Deadline is chatting to us, and we're going to be talking about the new album. It's out 20th of June.
Correct. Yeah, 20th of June.
Okay, it's called Cathedral Point, and it's coming out to all digital channels and all the normal outlets. What
Correct,
can we
yeah.
what can we expect from it?
Yeah, I think it's well, obviously I'll think that, but it's an excellent evolution from Black Wolf City. A lot more energy, a lot more power. The songs are faster, the songs are heavier, more aggressive. You know, the topics, or the lyrical topics and themes, quite thought-provoking. And you know, where Black Wolf City left off with the song Hostage Demonica, which was probably the heaviest on that album. This album is just kicking off straight from there, and hopefully 9 songs of orgasmic heavy metal.
Awesome. Yes, we were touching on earlier that your fitness levels have to be sort of really up there now, and the days of partying and, like you see, all the old heavy metal bands of past, they're getting all their shit together and everything like that, and now this is I mean, you have to be on top of your game, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. I think we're probably the most un-rock and roll band in the history of bands. You know, very few of us drink. No one in the band smokes. You know, there's not a lot of late nights or partying. You know, we like having fun before, during, and after shows, but you know, nothing extravagant or over the top. And purely because we pride ourselves on our live show, and so we take a lot of pride in keeping fit and you know, dressing right, because you know, on stage we're a unit, and we are about to put on a Deadline show, and there's certain boxes that need to be ticked. You know,
the awards that you guys have won through the South African Metal Music Awards: 2016 Best Newcomer, 2017 Best Old School Metal Band and Best Live Act, 2018 Best Old School Metal Band. What do you reckon's gonna? I mean, that's a testament to how you guys play, because Gilby from SME Fusion Radio turned me on to you guys, and he just said these guys are like such a high energy on stage. You know, that coincides with keeping fit and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And all those awards, I mean, that's obviously testament to how you guys are live.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. We never, not in a million years when we started this, you know, in 2014, did we ever think we'd be getting awards, never mind awards, you know, for things like Best Live Act or Best Old School Metal or anything like that. So we're just grateful for any kind of recognition, whether it comes in an actual award or being nominated. And it's great, man. We really love it.
So you're part of the new wave of South African heavy metal?
Yes, Nwasam.
Okay, so it's a new Wasm with Jesse Switchblade, Skullprit, Judgmental, Bastille, Dizzy Sticks, and Raven Chaos. I'm glad I'm only interviewing you.
Yeah, and trust me, this stage name is a lot easier than my real name, which is Leszek Lotz.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister in itself.
We've all got these stage names linked to, I suppose, somewhat of a stage persona. It just makes it kind of easier to get into that mode, and it all stems from Jesse Switchblade, a vocalist, our frontman. He has written this graphic novel idea that he's had since late high school, early university days. And he's got all these characters with very specific names, and a lot of our album imagery, a lot of our concepts and ideas actually come from that novel, so right. In a way, like Black Wolf City and Cathedral Point are concept albums, not in the music but in the actual visual perspective of it.
Is this a visual thing that's going to be released as a Deadline comic, or is it going to be his own thing?
No, it will be his own thing eventually. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, we all have ideas and dreams and things that we want to do, and he's always talking about it. And I think this has also been a great outlet for him to kind of release some of those ideas. Right. So we've in our artwork, just like with Black Wolf City, same with Cathedral Point. We've got all these little Easter eggs, reminiscent of the old heavy metal albums of Iron Maiden where you can pick up names of songs or continue through themes, etc.
So your influences: Iron Maiden, Megadeth, Metallica, Testament. Testament's the heavier side of that. Besides, obviously, a little bit of Metallica and Megadeth. What other influences do you have personally?
Yeah, look, my personal influences are very, very much on the classic heavy metal side of things. So Judas Priest is my all-time favorite band. Iron Maiden is up there as well. Dio, Wasp, those kind of bands. That's
right.
I absolutely love that. But I'm also very much of a hard rocker, soft rocker. I love AOR. I love grunge, soft rock. But my main influences in that I bring towards the band is the more old school kind of heavy metal stuff. And those bands are generally what everyone in the band also likes. We've got a large area of commonality when it comes to music. I think out of everyone in the band, Judas Priest is up there in the top 3 at least, out of everyone. So that's a common thing that we can, influence that we can grab from everyone. Same with the Iron Maiden. And then we all branch into our own little things and our own more alternative or gothic or whatever vibes, which we also bring to the table and hopefully create some interesting things into the songs.
You guys must have been gutted with Judas Priest when they cancelled.
Yeah, man, that was such a bummer. Air that was let out of that big balloon of ours. But it's made us stronger. And we at least we are extremely grateful for, in some way or form, being linked to that great heavy metal band that is Judas Priest. It would have been a massive feather in our cap, but it happened.
I mean, you guys were going to be sharing the stage with LA Cobra.
LA Cobra, yeah.
I mean, bloody hell, what a lineup! LA Cobra, yourselves, and then the Almighty Priest.
100%, yeah.
Fucking hell. I mean, that would have been terrific.
Yeah, a dream come true in so many ways and forms,
Any talk of them coming back?
Look, I strongly doubt it, because obviously you've got your tour cycles, and it normally bands or generally, come from Australasia, New Zealand, Australia, and then they come our side,
Right.
And Priest isn't going back that side for quite some time, and obviously everything's been rescheduled for 2021, and they're just doing a massive European thing. So I strongly doubt that they would. Very often, even when bands do come here once, they never ever return again. So yeah, unfortunately, we lost that one.
It's such a pity, because that would have been one hell of a show to not only be involved in, but to actually see it and obviously get to meet the heroes of metal. But
100%.
Be that as it may, I'm sure another touring party will come along by, and you guys will get slotted in there.
It gets picked up, yeah.
Yeah, let's hope so at least. I just want to talk about the history of Deadline. How did it all begin in 2014?
Switchblade was in a Metallica cover band called Gunship, and they were recruiting a guitarist, and we had a common friend. Her name was Erin Dunlop, and she just said, look, by the way, Carlos, the Metallica tribute band is looking for a guitarist, but they also might want to branch out and start doing originals. So I thought, look, okay, I'm not a good enough guitarist to do Metallica stuff, but I certainly have some of my own material. So I went to the band rehearsal / interview, whatever you want to call it, with the kind of that frame of reference. And that was the first time because I've never gone out to see them live. That's kind of the first time I got to know the guys. And although I knew Jesse, it was the first time I just saw him performing. And I just thought, well, geez, I really would love to get him on board at some stage, if I had to create something. So that created a little spark inside of me. And then we had a common friend in Baz Steele, our bassist, also a massive heavy metal fan. And I thought, look, I mean, he used to be many years ago the manager for LA Cobra. He absolutely is so passionate about metal. He's got the knowledge, he's got the vibe. He just couldn't play an instrument. So I phoned him up and I said, look, dude, I want to start a band. I want you in it. I'll teach you everything I know about the bass guitar until a point, then you must take it over. Are you keen? And he said, yeah, let's give it a go. And
jeez, I mean that
weeks,
is so unusual, because usually it's everybody's established with the instruments and everything.
Yeah, 100%, exactly. So, and within a week or two, he had bought his BC Rich bass guitar from America, an amp, and I knew, okay, well, that's it. This guy's definitely committed. Daz is in. And then I can't remember the exact details, but anyway, so we got Jesse on board, and the three of us just started practicing in, I think, what was Gunship's garage at the time, the storage garage.
Right.
And then we decided, okay, well, let's take it a step further. Let's get our own storage garage, So we created our own storage garage, and we put the word out and the feeler out, and then Sean Sculprit joined, also via a WhatsApp message or somebody, I can't remember, or a Facebook post. He came for the audition, and we loved him. So that's how he got on board. And so the musicians just it was a lot of mutual friends and guys who we knew from previous bands or in other bands. But yeah, so the drummers and everyone, Mark and myself, who wasn't our original drummer, but I'll just carry on with Mark. Me and him used to play many, many years ago, and he didn't even have a drum kit. He'd never even think he would play, drums in a heavy metal band ever. Or,
wow.
And I phoned him up and I said, dude, don't you just want to? No, but I can't. I don't even have a kit. I said, look, if I can sort you out with a kit, will you come for the audition? Yeah, but you guys look so hardcore and it's all this met. I'm like, yes, just come meet the guys. Do 1 or 2 tracks, and he came through and he absolutely loved it. He loved the vibe, Obviously, we realized that we aren't as hardcore as we look. And yeah, so Mark was the drummer, and then obviously Jesse, Judgmental was our last guy to join when was that? Late 2018.
Wow, okay.
He joined. And the main idea behind Judgmental joining, it was actually to replace me, because at the time me and my family were going to immigrate to Australia.
Okay.
And so we got a replacement on board. He learned all my stuff. Before that, he did 1 or 2 gigs where I or Sean weren't available, So he's an extremely accomplished guitarist, and he would learn our stuff, within a couple of days and played it to perfection. Wow. So he already knew the setup, and so he was just the natural candidate. Obviously, then our Australia plans fell through, and instead of getting rid of him, or we just said, look, let's do the Iron Maiden approach and stick with the 3 guitars, and yeah, the rest is history, man.
So how do you? I find it interesting. I know Iron Maiden with all their guitars and everything, but how do you record? Who plays what?
Yeah, so it's been tricky with the old material, because obviously that was only written with 2 guitars in mind.
Right.
And 1 or 2 of the tracks of Cathedral Point, or maybe 3, possibly 3, also, or that kind of they carry over from the Black Wolf City era. But then we had to obviously change our paradigm and start writing or fixing up what we've already written with 3 guitars in mind, And so, normally we'll layer it. There's always got a guy, whether it's myself or Judgmental or Sculprit, doing, like the more rhythmy stuff. And then we've got lead stuff that we can put over that. And then another lead where you can kind of harmonize. So we try and keep it different and simple. Not simple, different, as simple as possible.
Yeah. So
that you can kind of distinguish between the 3 guitars. But I'll tell you, right in the beginning, it was, we had to get used to it. There is just not enough stages in the club scene that can handle deadline with six guys, jumping around, running around crazy. So that was challenging. We had to really relearn to do certain kind of stage moves and okay, when this one goes there, we go here, or whatever,
Right. Okay.
So it's been challenging, and then obviously for sound engineers to now all of a sudden get these three Marshall stacks of just crunching heavy metal coming towards the crowd to mix that into place now. So I think, it's been a learning curve for all of us, but I think we're at a stage now where everyone kind of knows, okay, what needs to happen, whether it's the club or a sound engineer or us.
Do you find that sort of has taught you, or you've grown as a musician?
Absolutely, yeah. I think for myself, with both Sculprit and Judgmental are phenomenal guitarists, and I'm certainly the weakest of the three guitarists, so I've really had to up my game, and they've just naturally, it's happened organically, pushed me to a level where I wouldn't have been in 2014 or 2013. So yeah, I think we've got a very much we all know our capabilities, and we, when we're writing a song, or if somebody presents a song, we'll know, okay, well, I'll do that, I can do that, he can do that, and we all feel comfortable with that. But in that same process, you kind of tend to learn what the other guys are doing organically, and then you're like, oh well, shit, what a cool riff or lick that I wouldn't have been able to play, and now I can play. That makes sense.
No, it totally makes sense. Yeah, the writing for Cathedral Point, who's guilty?
Yeah. Oh man, we've always, right from the start, we've taken a conscious decision to get as many of the band members involved as possible.
Okay.
So primarily, us three guitarists would, have a idea, and then we would expand it, share it, expand it a bit more. So all of us are involved on the music side of things. Carlos is mainly involved on the lyric side of things, and he's got a really good knack for. When I say Carlos, I mean Jesse. You see, I just did it there again now. Jesse is, and he's got some. Over and above his this novel, the graphic novel, he's got a lot of stuff from just putting pen to paper, and so we bring that to the foreground, and so we're all very much involved. But as a starting point, it's generally one of us three guitarists that'll have something that's been sitting on the shelf that we just kind of dust off, or something that we've just been inspired by, and we present it to the band, and then we just start chipping away and adding everyone's bits and pieces.
Wow. Okay. What's the craziest shit that's happened on stage?
Well, we've had it all, man. There's been blood on knees. There's been blood on foreheads. The problem with us, we're a band with so many pointy guitars, whether it be on the body or the headstock. Eyes have been poked, heads have been poked. Oaks have been falling, tripping over cables. Jesse has smashed roofs in with.
He sure does love to jump.
Yeah, he's smashed roofs in with a mic stand or even a fist. I don't think a Deadline show has ever survived a mic stand of any way or so. So we eventually came to the point where we tried to eliminate as many cables as possible. And the first thing we did was we got Jesse for one of his birthdays. I can't remember, 38 or 39, 37, 38, 39. One of those birthdays. We got him a cordless mic.
Wow.
Because he's obviously the most, we all pitched in and got him, because he's the one that's just max crazy on stage. And then slowly but surely we all, Bass Steele's also got his wireless system on his bass. So does Sculprit, and so does Judgmental. I'm the only one that's still going old school with my
keeping it real, man.
My cable, with my cable. But with only one cable really to worry about now, we're in a far better place than we ever were before. But
now you see, I would have thought, no, let's just keep everything, all the people cabled up, and then we'll just limit the damage that gets done, because everybody has to be aware of all the cables. You've let him loose. You've let Jesse's switchblade loose.
Yeah, there is no awareness of anything when it comes to a Deadline show. It's just all is So
all is chaos.
All is chaos. So just water spilling, beer spilling, pedals being stood on when they should not be stood on, pedal boards being unplugged and all of a sudden not having any sound. Drumsticks flying into backs of Oaks' heads. And, it's just.
That's not on accident. That's on purpose.
That is on purpose, but we try and recover smoothly and as that was planned as possible, So
I remember when you guys opened, you played with not open. What am I saying? When you guys played with Lithium, when they went up there for their first gig in Joburg in a hell of a long time.
Yeah.
My brother Paul, the bassist of Lithium, he phoned me back and he just said, just wait till you hear the band Deadline. They are fucking awesome and fun to watch. So there you go.
Okay.
So if it comes from him, then that must be gospel.
Awesome, man. That sounds good. Thank you so much for that compliment. Yeah.
No, not a problem. It's obviously, again, I'm just touching on the awards, the best live act in 2017. So it obviously says a lot. I mean, even Gilby from SME said exactly the same. They're just so mad live and everything. Watching the videos of Carlos jumping up and down. Oh, I just did it now as well. Jesse Switchblade jumping up and down and going crazy. So yeah, I mean, it's good fun. And it sounds like good fun, but what do you do in 2020 when there's COVID and you guys can't get out there?
Yeah, man, we like caged wolves. We just wanna, we want to be out there. We just want to be playing. We want to be performing.
Has this had a massive? Sorry, I was just going to say, has this had a massive impact on the recording of Cathedral Point?
Luckily, thank the heavy metal gods, all tracking was done before the lockdown, when it's sort of quarantine,
Good timing.
Which obviously made it a lot easier, because once it's tracked, you can just send it to the necessary people.
Yeah.
If anything, it's given those involved on behind the scenes now in terms of mixing, mastering, more time, because they can't really be doing anything else.
Yeah.
So it hasn't had a massive impact, really, because of timing. And the only thing it is obviously going to impact is we would have loved to have, presented this in a live roadshow, across the country, Cape Town, Durban, maybe Bloem, Eastern Cape somewhere.
Yeah, once the COVID lifts up, are you guys going to be heading down to Cape Town?
Absolutely. I can't see that we won't. We would absolutely love to just hit the stage. We love playing in Cape Town, and we would love to play the album in its entirety to the people that come through to support. So yeah, the sooner the better.
The problem is finding venues.
Oh man, that's such a sad thing, actually. I know Mercury just closed down.
Yeah,
Mercury
that's right.
Just closed down now, in Cape Town as well. So that is another challenge we have as well. And who's gonna be able to open up after COVID-19 and actually sustain, or because I don't know what crazy kind of live venue restrictions or policies will be put, or protocols will be put into place. Can people mosh? Must they come with a mask? I mean, it's just the goalposts keep moving. So absolutely, and we have the same problem here in Joburg and Pretoria in terms of venues. We've just see them closing one by one, unfortunately, and it's such a sad thing. And I think it just boils down to there's just not a massive culture of live music watching in South Africa, not like in Europe or in the States. I
was just going to say it's bloody difficult to be a musician in South Africa, because I find I'm not saying everybody, I'm not generalizing. I'm just saying that there's people that are just so apathetic that don't want to go to a gig because they'd rather watch something on the internet or something.
100%, yeah. So if I can touch on that, we're on this very awkward place in the South African heavy metal scene where, our target audience is the people who also love old school heavy metal. And they tend to be, going on to their 40s, mid 40s, late 50s, and, they just much rather want to chill at home. They going out days is no more, and if they do go out, it's certainly not to a dark club somewhere, listening to loud heavy metal. Those days are over.
So how do you get the youngsters in then?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And then we don't really, speak to the guys who love the younger genre of heavy metals,
Yeah.
So we've had to work very, very hard on convincing them that we are heavy metal, the young ones.
Was that one of the reasons for Cathedral Point being a little bit more heavy and faster?
I think so. Subconsciously, I reckon so. But like I also said, it's happened organically. It just felt like that's where it needs to go now. So and we have won them over. I think we see a lot of guys that are absolute metalcore fans or death metal fans that have a good time. They're just bopping their heads, jumping up and down, and maybe it's not because of the music, but it's because of the energetic show. Whatever the case is, that they are there and they're showing their support. So that's great, man. We love it.
I think there's got to be some sort of People are going to, have an outlet to get their angst out. And what could be better than watching you guys go fucking crazy? And that's the whole point.
Yeah.
I mean, you bring something across that gets people moving. There's nothing worse than going to a gig and just standing there and just looking at the band like you're waiting for them to fuck up or something. To say, yeah, well, I knew this was going to happen. I'm just going to bail and go watch Netflix or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, sure.
So you guys have got your dedicated fans, the Deadline Heavy Metal Crew, the DLHMC.
Yeah.
Now, where can we get merch and CDs? And are you actually going to be selling hard copy CDs and stuff like that?
Yeah. So, we just recently launched our website, and it's got a special merch page.
Right, and then everything will be in the description
yeah.
below with clicking on the Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube links. We'll include all the links to the videos and all that sort of stuff.
Fantastic.
And there'll be videos playing in the background of this chat anyway, so that's all good. So people will be able to see and hear a little bit and everything. But merchandise we can get from the website.
Merchandise, pictures of what's available is on there, and then prices, etc., and who you can contact. So. And that's all our merch there, which is obviously being updated as a new song or a new album comes out. So we're very much busy behind the scenes with we're trying to now get some masks. That seems to be quite popular now. So we're going to have masks.
It does seem quite popular.
Yeah. And when the new album is out, there'll be shirt designs to match the album, etc. So and then we will definitely have physical copies. I think we speak to the old school heavy metal fans and they love having something physical and something to look through, just like I love looking through Iron Maiden booklet and reading the liner notes, etc. So
that is very old school. That is.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I was growing up, I think we had a record store. It wasn't even a record store. You could actually go there and hire records. And going through the very first record library that I got was Dio's Holy Diver, and that was my first proper heavy metal. And after that came Metallica, Megadeth, Testament. Those are the next three. But I remember just walking into that shop and just the vinyl, the smell of the vinyl, and youngsters nowadays will have no clue what it is to go in store and use those little fingers walking through every single album and taking it out of its sleeve and looking it up at an angle to see if there's any scratches on it. Should I hire that or buy it or whatever? And I remember that. I remember that nostalgic. I think about it often now, and I've got a good couple of records, LPs. Do you collect LPs?
No, I don't. But my dad has a massive collection, massive collection. So I have my collection is vicariously lived through him.
Do you get a chance to open them up and put them on and play them?
Occasionally, man. And he's got some great stuff there. I remember listening to you had Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction, and I would just play that album over and over. And I think the damage done, the majority of damage done, is now existing on it, just because I played it just so many times while playing Super Mario Kart or whatever. It just takes me back.
No, that's old school now.
Yeah, it takes me back to just this magical time, So absolutely, and everyone in this band has got a massive music collection. Look, I have embraced the whole digital format and platform.
But you have to, though, don't you? I mean, if you don't, you're out.
100%, and it's so convenient because a new album comes out, great, cool. Let me go into iTunes. There it is. Boom! I can listen to it. I can save it, I download it or whatever. So it is convenient, but there is something very much to the physical copy. So we're going to be printing our very interestingly enough, I'm not sure if you're aware, but we've actually got two different covers for the album coming out.
Yeah. Devo Graphics sent everything to me, and the link to Devo is all in the description below. People find out what he does. He's a good man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he helps us a lot, man. Great guy, great, just great addition to our team. And so we're going to be printing physical copies of each, individually signed and numbered by the band, which we did with the first one. It was incredibly popular. Now, we were sitting there with with Donovan Sloan, who does majority of our artwork. I think he's probably done 95% of it. And we were sitting there, myself, Jesse, and Baz Steele. We were sitting, just having a brief with him, and he showed us that what he envisaged as being the artwork. And we're like, wow, that was the red, the fiery blood beast red.
Okay.
And we're like, geez, this looks incredible, you know. And then I don't know if it was by accident or it was just a moment where he flipped through and the Lilith Immortal purple and blues and yellow one popped up, and we're like, whoa, what's this? You know, wait a second. So we sat there, kind of deliberating, arguing, and looking at which one do we want to make the album cover. And I can't remember who. One of us said, well, why don't we just do both? You know, kind of like a black AC/DC Black Ice vibe.
Yeah,
and,
collectors.
Exactly. And we stuck with it. So we've got the 2 covers.
Excellent.
And hopefully people will buy into that. You know, I'm going to get one of each for myself, purely because obviously I love just having that on record.
And the fact that you're in the
part
band.
of this. Yeah, 100%.
It does help, right?
I've got my number and my number already assigned to me, so I'm very much looking forward to that. And then we certainly are investigating going the vinyl route.
I was just going to ask,
Yeah, either in one of the colors, just to have, you know. We'll do a limited print. I know they're quite expensive.
Yeah, I was just going to say they're quite expensive to run. Limited print is the way to go.
Yeah. And so that hopefully that can grace one or two people's actual vinyl collection. So it's very much looking forward to it.
March in 2019, you released High Tops and Bullet Belts. That's the single of the album?
Correct. Yeah. Look, at this stage, it isn't officially a single off the album, but I mean, it happened so long ago, and it was purely because it was pre the Judas Priest whole thing, and we wanted a bit of hype behind that.
Right, gotcha.
And we also saw us recording and releasing Cathedral Point a lot earlier. But yeah, that is essentially the first single off the album, and we're releasing our second one Before I Die, I think it's a week or 10 days before the actual album. So just check out all our social media things for that. We'll let you guys know.
Okay, all links in the description below, people. You can click on there and find out, and like, love, share, and do what you need to do. And then I see in May 2019 you released White Death as a single, but that's off the Black Wolf City album.
Yeah, so it was essentially, we released the video for it, the lyrical video for it.
Right.
And for some reason, it just became a music video / single. It wasn't really. It was an afterthought, you know. But the music video was certainly great. It's one of our most popular songs. It's a crowd pleaser. We absolutely love playing the song, and we just wanted a video for it. And
awesome.
So accompanying the lyric video came the afterthought of it being a single.
Awesome, man! Full on this deadline. It's not a side project. It's full on. That's it. It's a proper thing. It's not like a side project. How do you chill out?
Okay, well, look, I mean, none of us are, professional musicians, and none of us are earning a living out of, we all have our other things going on in the background. So it's serious in terms of we're 100% dedicated and we want to make this thing work. And like I said, we've got so much themed content of where we can go in terms of visually because of this lyric. This graphic novel,
right?
So we hopefully see a third and a fourth album coming. But when I'm not busy with deadline or writing a song or two, I absolutely love just spending time at home. I'm very much an introvert, spending at home with the wife and the kids. I love gardening. I love just keeping fit and exercising. So
you see, people in heavy metal are real people.
100%, yeah.
they're not lying in a deep crypt somewhere and coming out at night only. There you go. Normal.
100%, yeah. There's no burning of anything or sacrifices of anything. It's just
we live in South Africa, not Norway, or wherever that happens. I don't know.
Yeah, super chilled. All of us. We all have our thing. I think deadline is our escape of our everyday lives. I haven't worked since January because we are, like I mentioned earlier, the Australia thing kind of fell through, but we are now. It's around the corner of us immigrating to England, me and my family, to the UK.
Oh wow, okay.
To Manchester, the home of heavy metal. So we've I haven't worked since January. I've just been tutoring the kids on the Cambridge curriculum and getting them ready for that side.
How are you finding that?
So yeah, it's I mean, it's challenging, and it's like, thank God I've got bright kids, and they are pretty self-sufficient in a lot of ways.
It's exactly what I'm doing, homeschooling on the Cambridge.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. So yeah, we do it through a company called Think Digital, and
yep, that's where we were.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, and it's okay. Like everyone was panicking when COVID obviously struck hard, lockdown, and all these parents started to having to homeschool their kids, and we were already 2 months ahead of that.
Yeah.
So it was no panic for us at all, So on the work side of things, I mean, I'm not working. I'm just a glorified house husband. But I'm keeping things together and just making sure that everything goes as planned when we move to England.
So when you do move, what happens with Deadline?
Well, they will absolutely, even though I started it, it certainly hasn't been my band for many years, and they will carry the flag high and proud. We're obviously very glad that we've kept Warwick on board, because he can just naturally slot in now and carry on going. I think everyone is relieved that we're going to be back to a 5-piece again. They'll carry on. I'm hopefully they would like me to still be involved. I have written 1 or 2 songs that they're more than welcome to use and change and whatever they want to do, adapt for album number 3.
Do you reckon there'll be a couple of guest appearances by yourself then?
Certainly when we come home to visit, I would love to, throw a 6-piece Deadline show or 2, and vice versa. With me going that side, it also gives us a home base to maybe invade Europe, because that's ultimately where we would love to play and love to spread our wings, because we're just kind of made for that scene, with what we play and how we play it. So that gives us a chance to possibly get going on that side. So I'll certainly still give my input and help out where the guys want me to help out, and set up something that side, so that put my feelers out, get a couple of club names or bands that we can maybe do some stuff with, and get everyone over that side and start playing there. We've also had massive interest from South America, Brazil and Argentina.
Awesome.
We've been included in some compilations, and the guys setting up the compilations just want us to go that side. I mean, there's no more crazy fanatic heavy metal fans than the South Americans, so we would absolutely love to spread our wings there too. So we'll see. We've got some big plans.
You've got options.
All pandemic dependent, I suppose.
I'm not going to say in this chat the new norm. I'm not.
The new norm.
Said it.
Yeah, you just said it. Yeah.
Okay, Raven Chaos from Deadline.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for chatting to us, and it's absolutely awesome. I love the single, and I'm dying to hear what the rest of the album is going to sound like. And the release date's 20th June on all digital platforms. June. Yeah.
That's it, yeah.
So thank you very much for chatting to us, and good luck with the move overseas. And go well and enjoy the Think Digital homeschool. And awesome, man. Thank you very much for the opportunity to chat.
Man, thank you so much. Great questions, and I love talking here. So thanks so much. Have a good one.
Thank you, man.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers.